these here are some of the dermal plates. Now these are 3D printed replicas. The originals we have in a case over to the side. They're so fragile, we didn't want to put them on the mount and risk breaking them. I mean, that's the kind of thing that you don't normally find. You know, these are normally missing. Up here is a favorite detail. This is one of the tail chevrons. So if you look at the tail, those spikes underneath, this tells us that the animal died with the tail curled up under it. So it was in a death pose, like, you know, a dog or a coyote or any other animal that, you know, knows it's dying will kind of curl up on itself. And that's what this animal did too. Now this animal is huge, which tells us that it was of an advanced adult age. You've got the sacral bones are fused, which tells us that it had arthritis. There are no bite marks or any other signs of a battle, so it's likely that it just died of old age. We also have the skin impressions, which tells us that it was buried very quickly after death. Otherwise, you know, the scavengers would have come and picked that flesh off the bones. And we've got ossicles. So if you think of medieval armor that knights wore, Stegosaurus had a similar thing around its neck, is these very hard, bony circles covering the neck area to protect it in case, you know, an Allosaurus came along and tried to rip its throat out. It couldn't do it. So that's an amazing feature. There are lots of different pathologies on the bones. One of my favorite ones is, we'll come all the way around to this side here. This bubble in the bone here is very likely the result of vigorous mating. You know, this is the pelvic area. What would happen is, you know, they'd really get into it, they'd get an injury, that injury would get infected, the infection would spread to the bone, and it would cause this kind of bubble in the bone. So little details like that tell us a lot about this animal. You know, it was around other Stegosauruses, it had a good relationship with other Stegosauruses, it lived a long life and likely died of old age.